Hi folks, this is Rose from In Rose's Garden, and today we are going to work on another couple of necklaces using our SoftFlex Design Challenge kits. One we're going to use is from Sunset Splendor, and the other one is from Grateful Heart. And again, we're going to use these large wire crimp connectors as spacers because I think they do a really good job. I think the other necklaces we made turned out really nicely, so I think these ones will turn out nicely as well. So let's turn down and I'll show you what we're going to do. So I have two packages here with the beads that I have used for designing, as well as the wire. And this one is from Sunset Splendor. We're going to use the paddle beads and our lintels. And this one is from Grateful Heart, and it's going to use these two howlites and the little flowers, some of the pink beads. I think they're going to be fun. So let's start with, I think we'll start with, put this one, since Sunset Splendor is the older kit, I think we'll start with it. So we'll dump all of our goodies out here. And we have the paddles and we have a lobster claw and some jump rings, as well as our paddles and our lintels. We have two of the little pink, and there's the other lobster claw. And there should be a couple of crimp tubes in here. There's one of them. I don't see the, oh, there it is right there. So there's our crimp tubes. So what we're going to do is, I believe I have 17 for each side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17. There's our lintels and our paddles and our little. So let's see if we have 17 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17. So we have 17 of the tubes for either side, and then these little spacers will go between each of the tubes, and then then we're going to do the paddles with a spacer on either side and then a lintel between. So it will go like so. Oh, come on. Anyway, let's get some wire out. I am going to just string it right on the spool so that I know that I have plenty, but I don't have a ton of extra. This is going to be about an 18-inch necklace when it's finished. So we'll just start by grabbing one of these and one of our spacers and just keep going up the row until we get our 17 on this side. Oop. So like I say, one of the tubes, one of the spacers, all the way up the line until we get to our 17 on. Okay, now that we've got to here, our 17 are on, we're going to put this one pink fire polish. And then we're going to start with our paddles, and what we're going to do is put the paddle on, one of the gold spacers, a lintel, a gold spacer, a paddle, and then we're going to just get all of the paddle beads on here along with our, oh, no wonder that's coming loose. I forgot to put the clip back on. There we go. So anyway, we'll just keep going up this row like this with the spacer, the lintel, the spacer, the paddle. Now I'd wanted to do something special with these paddles, but I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, and I think this is very pretty, and it worked out the way I wanted it to when I designed it. So as you can see, it's going and making a nice little and this, of course, is the focal in the front, so it'll be very nice. Let's move this up a little bit so you can see better. So now that we have all the paddle beads and the lintels on, as soon as I get this one on, bing, we'll put the spacer and then the pink bead again. And the spacer. So isn't that pretty? How that's turning out like that? I really like it. So now we're just going to go and do exactly the same thing on this side as we had on the other side, and that's the 17 tubes with a spacer in between. We'll just go right up the line until we have them all on. So I have to apologize. My camera shut off and I didn't notice it until after I did my crimps. As I was saying, in doing the crimps, you want to get the one side, you can crimp it right there. You don't have to worry about whether it's snug or not. The other side, you do want to make sure it's pretty snug to your snugged down. Now it's going to have a little space. It always does, because the Magical Crimpers likes to have a little space when you do them so it doesn't damage what's below it. But now we're at the point where we're going to put on our jump rings and our lobster claw, and then this necklace will be finished. So I'll just open up the smaller of my 2 lobster claws I have here, put it in one of the loops, and then put on our lobster claw. And we'll close it up. Now, I did test these before I put them in with my stuff. See, they are working fine. Now, I always put my clasps, or at least my lobster claws, on a jump ring instead of just hardwiring them on, because your lobster claws can break, and if it breaks and it's not on a jump ring, you will have to restring your whole necklace, because, well, it's obviously not working if it's broken. So if you put it on a lobster claw, though, or put it on a jump ring, if it breaks, you can just pull it, take it off, and just do the lobster claw again. So there's this one. This first of our necklaces all finished, and I think it's really pretty. I really like it. So there we go. This is the one that we used the SoftFlex kit Sunset Splendor to make. So there is necklace number 1. All finished. We don't need this wire anymore, so I'm going to take it away. And we're going to pull out the things for our next one, which is going to be using beads, some of our remaining beads, which isn't a lot, from our Grateful Heart. Now, if you'll recall, when I made the lariat, I used most of the beads up. So these are some of the few remaining, and I probably still have a few left, but not a lot. So these are the beads that we're going to use, and again, we're using the spacer tubes. And what I'm going to do is this piece is down at the bottom, as is this, these 3 little on either side. We have our last remaining little silver heart. Here's our jump ring and our lobster claw. One of our crimp tubes, the other crimp tube, and the other jump ring. So there's our ending stuff. But what we're going to do here is we're going to, there they are. These guys are going to go in between here. The heart's going to go in here. These are going to go on either side of these. This goes on this side. And then we'll have our 3 little clay hishis right here. So it's going to be sort of like this. This is going to be our focal piece down at the bottom when we get to that point. And then this stuff is all for our sides. So let's put this sort of to the back until we get to the point where we need it. And we'll divide this stuff up. So we have 2 of the little flowers for each side. Then we have 2 of the more black for each side. Those are going to be used in the flower. Oh, I have an extra crimp tube. That's weird. So So what we're going to do is we're going to divide these up. There's 5 for this side, 5 for that side. Okay, we've got those divided. Now we need to put, come on you guys, looks like we have 3 of these per side. Not the crimp bead or the pinch tube. Where's the last one? There it is. That blue on the variegated there is the same color as the pinch bead, so it's sort of hard to see the difference there. So 5 of the pinches. Two more. Then we'll divide our spacers up as well. So now this is for one side, this is for the other side, and this is our middle. So what we're going to do, well, first we're going to get a line of wire out. Put a bead stopper so they don't, the little stuff doesn't sink down in here too far, and set it aside like that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put one of the crimp tubes like this on, then a pinch bead, a crimp, well, spacer, whatever you want to call them, another pinch, spacer, copper tube, one of these little guys here, one of the black, this is the black one, I want the blue one, there we go, there's one of the blue ones, spacer, then tube, crimp, tube. Now I'm going to put one more of our spacers, but now what we're going to put on is one of these little pink flowers. Make sure it's facing downward so it's looking right. And then one of these little black and blue hematite style beads. So it goes right in the middle like so. And now we're going to go back to our tube crimp bead, tube, spacer, blue, spacer, tube, crimp, tube, space, one of the spacers, the other flower, the black one of these, tube, crimp, come here crimp, well, actually pinch, sorry, not crimp, pinch bead here, then a tube again, then the spacer, the other blue and black bead, spacer, tube, pinch, and other tube. So this is the one leg done of our necklace. This is what it's going to look like as far as the feeding it along is. The next thing we're going to do is pull this forward because we're going to start working on it. So it's going to go with the 3 clay hishis are first things. Then this big washer spacer, the hematite, not hematite, it's howlite. Go through there. Now this big daisy spacer, or star spacer as some people call this shape. Now our fire polish pink, our silver heart. Come on baby, go in there. And now we'll just reverse this pattern here with the fire polish, the star spacer, the howlite, the washer spacer, and then the 3 clay hishis. And that is the middle portion of our necklace finished. Now we'll just go with the other side, and we're just going to do it exactly opposite how we well, more or less the same, but of course when we get to the flower, we want to make sure it's facing downward on this side as well as how it is on that side. So we'll just keep going up the line until we get to that point. Pinch. Now we have got the first little section done here, so we want to go to our flower now. So we get the black one, and our flower faces down. And this spacer. And now we just go up, finish this up the line, just going just the same way as we're going here. So just go on from here. Now that we have all the beads on this one, we'll get some line cut and finish this baby off. So we'll cut her right here. And this roll can then go aside. And what we want to do, of course, is exactly what we did on the other ones. Oh yeah, I think my camera turned off, so you didn't see it. But what we're going to do now is we're going to get a crimp bead, or tube as the case may be. We're going to turn this, go through here. Now I don't know if the little pinch bead will take 2 lines, and I don't think it will, so we'll just go through the one here, and then we're going to crimp this right here. So put the tube in the divot and then just squish down and turn. So once we have that all the way down, push this tube up, get our flush cutters out, and we'll cut this right where the line comes out of our tube here. Now roll everything back around to that side. There we go. Now we'll get our other crimp tube. Well, I've got 2 here, so it doesn't matter which one we grab. And of course we need to do exactly the same. It's going to come out right here by this pinch bead. I'll pull that up some, bring her down, pull it up again. Now the pinch bead's actually going to let this sit right beside it, so it's going to make it easier to crimp it without having to worry about whether it's got enough room or whatever, because see, it's going to lay right down where the pinch is at, so that's fine. We'll get this up here. Now we're going to get our crimping pliers, get that into the little divot and squish. Turn and squish. And just until you've got that little ball. Feel happy with it. It doesn't appear to be moving. Now we want to cut this little bit of line off here. And there is this. Now we just have to put our hardware on and this necklace will be finished. So let's get our pliers out. And we'll get our smaller of our two jump rings. Now I use oval jump rings mainly because the split's on the side here, so gravity is going to make the split not near where the wire and things go through, so it will make it much easier to you don't have to worry about losing things nearly as easily. I started that after I used to use round ones all the time because, let's face it, they're usually the easiest ones to find and come by. But I was in the Denver airport and I reached up and realized that half of one of my earrings was gone. And I was like, uh-oh. And I looked around and I never did find the other half of that earring. Luckily, I had the pieces, still had some of the pieces at home, so I could make another one. But that's when I started using oval jump rings because of where the split in our necklaces or in our jump rings are at. Because you see the splits on the side here, and that's not quite closed all the way. That's better. And so because of gravity and weight, this hangs down here instead of going up here. And with a round one, it would just roll around, and then if you have any gap in your jump ring, things can slide through, especially if it's a thin something. So that's why I use the oval jump rings mainly. I can't say all the time because every once in a while you've got something that has to have a round one. But there is our second little necklace done. So there's necklace number 1. Well, that's number 2. This is necklace number 1 right here. Now, I have to say that I designed this one first, but I really, really like the second one. I mean the first one we did with the paddle beads and such, I think, and the lintels. I think that turned out really gorgeous. So there we go, and there is our pink one with our little silver heart and our little flowers up above. So there we go. There's our 2 necklaces. I hope you enjoyed making them with me. This is the one from Sunset Splendor. And as you can see, it's lintels. We need to push them around to the right side, but that's all right, because they're going to adjust themselves as they see fit, I guess. But I'm going to put this one on. I like it. It's really pretty. Now it's an 18-incher. Both of them should be, I believe. And so it's not going to be really long. But, oops. Now you guys behave. Down, down, down. I think my lintel's still coming up right there. This one is too. There we go. There's the one from Sunset Splendor. I think it really is pretty. I like it a lot. Hope you guys do too. And then, of course, we'll pull this one off. And here is the one from Grateful Heart. Come on down. So that's going to sit like this. Oh, my hair is in the way here. There we go. So that's what that one is looking like. So if you have a low-cut shirt, even just a little bit low, definitely will look nice in the middle. So this is the really pretty little second necklace. So like I say, these are short. They're only about 18 inches. That's what I wanted them to be, because I wanted them to be not be something long and stuff. It's something for sitting right there when you're wearing a shorter shirt. So there we go. Oops, this one wants to slide sideways on my hand. So there's the two necklaces made from SoftFlex's Design Challenge Kit, Sunset Splendor and Grateful Heart. This has been Rose from In Rose's Garden. I hope you enjoyed making these little necklaces with me. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.